What up, everybody? My name is Destiny Rosales. I am from S-Town, baby. Sanger, California. I study music. I'm a music major. I used to play basketball back in my heyday. Now I'm too old to play. But you guys are all lucky because I would I'd run amok on everybody on that hardwood floor. And as you can see, wait for it. I have been delivered. What would I do? Jeez. I'm driving all his fast cars down the highway. I'm Mexican, so I'm showing up for Taco Tuesday. What else am I doing? I am giving myself, if I'm LeBron James, I'm sending Destiny Rosales future Lakers tickets for like 3 seasons, especially because we got Luka Doncic, baby. Yeah. So I'm doing those 3 things for a day. Jeez, the worst 2K loss I have ever taken. Man, my husband, okay, this is recent too. So I'm super competitive. Me and my husband, we love to just go at it back and forth on 2K. And if he's winning, like, I'm throwing cheap shots. I don't care. I'm like throwing elbows. I'm like trying to box out in real life. And he's like, what are you doing? But I was actually the Lakers and he was the Celtics. And man, he just lit me up with Larry Bird. It was like all time Lakers, all time Celtics. Lit me up, ran amok on me. It wasn't even funny. Like, he was up 50 points in the first quarter. I was livid. I was like, you know what? I'm not making dinner. I'm not, you can wash your own clothes. I'm not having no more babies. Like, that's it. Oh, I think I would choose Chick-fil-A because I come from a traditional Mexican household. We have tacos often. So I am starting to look like a taco. So I think I'll mix it up and get Chick-fil-A. Because that sauce is pretty fire. The waffle fries. I mean, I should be ordering. I mean, if I have unlimited Chick-fil-A, I'll get maybe a Chick-fil-A salad, throw it in there. Salt Bae. Yeah. Dude. Well, I guess it just depends on the mood or my vibe for the day. Like, if I'm gonna go for chapel, I'm gonna listen to some Maverick City, like old school Maverick City, and cry. And just like cry the whole time. This way I don't cry during chapel. Yeah. I didn't pick a song though, huh? I don't know. God Problems, that one's pretty fire. Because I got a lot of problems and only God can solve them. Okay, yeah, so I had actually got to perform at Six Flags 2 years. And the weirdest thing that I ever saw was, so they took me backstage and they actually gave me like a tour around the whole park. And I seen like the backside of every building, the backside of every ride. It's so dirty. It is so dirty. Like, you could see, I saw rats just like running across. It was gross. I was like, ugh. But the experience was cool. Yeah, that was pretty lit. I got to have my own like backstage like green room where, like, I don't know, they gave me snacks. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that was fun. But yeah, I'd say that just seeing how dirty the park was. Because in the front, when you're walking in, like everybody who walks into the park, the amusement park, you see like all of these cutouts, superheroes, you know, like cartoon images, and we never look behind it. So getting behind it, I was like, ugh. Yeah, what's that, brother? Yeah, sometimes it's hard being like that upbeat energy. But I think what helps me have that energy is knowing that I shouldn't be here. Like, I know that's you're like, what the heck? But honestly, like, I went to college the first time, I totally bombed and sucked. I played JUCO basketball, which JUCO is it's hard. Like, everybody out there, they're just dogs. They're fighting just for like 3 seconds on the floor. And so like, anyways, I'm already ranting, but I failed the first time. And so being at FPU, I almost wasn't admitted because of my grades from going to my JUCO at Reedley College. And so, that's my motivation, is that like, I know how it is to fail. And so because I know what it's like to fail, I don't want to get to that level again. And so I use that as my motivation, as well as like, God gave me an opportunity to be here. So I'm just going to show my gratitude. So when you see me out there and I'm dancing or I almost fall, like, that's because I'm so excited about how God has brought me here. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so a lot of the times people think that like worship is just like karaoke. And a lot of the times there's churches, there's universities, there's a lot of people who treat worship like it's karaoke. And sometimes even the singers treat worship like karaoke. My job as leading worship wherever I'm at is to show the love that I have for Jesus. So if I'm singing, I'm basically singing my testimony the whole time. That's how I like to try to explain it to my team or whoever I'm around. And once in a while, I look up at the crowd and sometimes I'm like, oh, this person is not into it, or this person's not into it. And I have to remind myself, but it's okay. Like, what if they don't know how to worship? What if this is their first time and they don't know how to raise their hands, or they're uncomfortable? So if you see me a lot during chapel, what I would like to do is I like to say, if this is a moment where you want to offer a prayer to God, you don't have to raise your hands. Just close your eyes right there and pray. Or if you feel like you're willing and able to lift your hands in this moment, lift your hands in this moment. But also, if I'm saying those things and they're still not like there, then I have to remind myself, okay, like, this is not, do I want them to raise their hands and be loud and scream for me? Because that's prideful and I should not be being worshipped. Or I have to remind myself that, hey, this is for the Lord. Like, God is going to meet that individual where they're at. And the last thing is, I could write a book, honestly. I'm worshiping God on that stage just as much as everyone else is worshiping God on that floor. So just because you guys are in the seats up above or below, we're all worshiping God together. Doesn't matter. I just might have the mic. But don't worry, because one of these days I'm going to throw the mic back at them and be like, you sing too. Your turn. Man, I got so many stories of like looking like a fool. Which one do I want to say? Which one is rated PG? Okay, I'll say something light. So the funniest thing that has ever happened to me during worship, or the most embarrassing, is I was singing at a worship night at Clovis Hills one time. And I was singing, what a beautiful name it is, what a beautiful name it is. And then I remember looking up, and if you ever see those like singers or musicians at big churches or concerts, they usually have like headphones on in their ears. Okay, well, normally what's playing in their ears is like a click track. So it's like ding, 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 ding. So you're listening to a click track, and when you hear that click track, there's another voice in your ear that tells you verse 1, verse 2. Well, they wanted me to sing in Spanish, but I sang in Spanish the wrong verse that they told me. So they didn't have the right lyrics for it. And it was in front of so many people, and I was like, oh my gosh. And on top of that, I was singing totally off of what they told me to sing in my ear. So I was like, I was so embarrassed. Yeah. But it's okay because nobody knew. But the whole band knew, but not the people. So you just have to play it off. Yeah, just be confident. I was like, whoops. Yeah. I'm like, guys, I'm not using that. I'm worshiping God. Leave me alone. Okay. So because I am not a young whippersnapper anymore. I still am young, but I feel old mentally because I have a son and I have a husband, or they have me. I don't know, same thing. But one of the things that I really had to trust God was when I remember I was pregnant and I gave birth in the COVID era, so during 2020 when it was at its peak, and my water broke. I didn't even know what the heck that was, because normally for women we have appointments and visits, and the doctor will tell the woman, hey, this is what's to expect in this upcoming couple of weeks. And I'm like, okay. But because it was COVID, the doctors were so demanded, we didn't see them. That's how bad it was. So I was like, So my water broke, and when I was at work, I was like, ooh, I don't know what that is. I should have a diaper. What's going on? And I remember I called my mom and I was like, Mom, I don't know what's going on, but it's just wet everywhere. And she was like, well, let's go to the doctor. So I went to the doctor, and the doctor, the emergency room doctor, was like, yeah, your water broke. You are in active labor. And right now, you got to start preparing to give birth. And I was like, whoa, I didn't even take that class yet. They didn't tell me that, yeah, I'm skipping things. And so they're like, oh, and because your baby is not at full term, so he's going to be premature. So I was like, wait, he's not ready yet. His lungs weren't developed the way that they should be in order for me to give birth. So I was stressing out. And they were like, and on top of that, because you're going to have your son is going to have to be taken care of in a NICU or facility. We're going to put you in an ambulance and you're going to go to Fresno Community Hospital. You can't stay here at Kaiser. And I was like, wait, so I'm giving birth, my son's not ready, and I'm going to another hospital, and you're sending me in an ambulance. And I remember I was like, can my mom come? And they're like, no. And I was like, wow. So yeah, I was stressing out. And then I was like, well, can my husband come with me? No. And I'm like, dang, because they didn't want, everything was so limited. So they send me to the hospital, and I remember I'm getting ready to give birth. And they're like, oh, but before you give birth, we're going to give shots on your thighs. They're steroid shots. So I'm getting it, not on my thighs, on both hips. They're giving me shots on both of my hips, so this way they can try to help develop my son's lungs. So when he comes out, he won't be in the hospital as long, that much longer. So I'm like, what? And I remember the whole time I was just freaking out. I'm like, I don't even know how to breathe properly. That class, I was supposed to take that class next week. What's going on? And I was like, can my husband come now? And they're like, no. You have to wait until you're in active labor. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm in labor now. What does that even mean? And long story short is I remember I was in the room. They kept me in the hospital for 3 days. And they were like, I go, can I have some food? And they're like, no. I'm like, what? They're like, everything that you're going to need is going to be coming through this bag of fluids, and it's going into your body. And I'm like, wow. And I was stressing out, and I remember I was crying, and I was like, Lord, I don't know what the heck you're doing. I'm worried about my son. I'm scared because I've never done this before. I've never given birth. Haven't given birth since. It traumatized me. I was like, what is going? Yeah, I'm like, what am I doing? Where's my mom? I'm looking for guidance. I'm like, where's my husband to give me support? And it was so the only trust that I had to have, and the only consistency that I did have, was God. And I remember just listening to worship music, and it was a Lauren Daigle song, I will trust in you. I'm like, do I though, Lord? Like, please help me. But everything worked out. I mean, it was a traumatic experience, but it was like the moment my son came out, he wasn't even crying. His eyes were open and he was just chilling. And he was already lifting his head. I'm like, geez, I don't know what these steroids did, but like he's ready to go now. But yeah. Dang. So I get to sing the national anthem at a Laker game, but I have to be dressed as SpongeBob. Am I doing it? I am doing it. I'm doing it for if I have good seating, if I'm on that Lakers floor and I get to look up and at the rafters and I see all the Laker greats, Kareem, Magic, Jerry, man, you know, Wilt, Kobe, Shaq, Powell, like I am there. I am there for the experience. I don't care if I look like a fool. I'll even like paint my face yellow. I'm doing cardio. It doesn't matter what kind of cardio, right? It's just cardio. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get on my Stairmaster. I'm gonna get on my Stairmaster. I'll walk. It'll be slow walking, but I will be walking. Yeah, no, I cannot eat unseasoned food. My ancestors would be like disgraced, dishonor to the family. Okay, I have one, but I gotta pull it up though, because this is something that I have to remind myself on a daily, like, because I have screwed up so many times in my life. It's not even funny, not even counting school, like even with friendships, family, my whole life I kind of felt like sometimes I was like a big screw up. So, and a lot of my life decisions and life choices, I'm like doing things out of order, and I've made it harder on myself. So a verse that if I could put on the billboard, it would be Psalms 138 verse 8. And it says, the Lord will fulfill his purpose in me. So if like anybody just gets anything from what I'm saying, all of my craziness, if you feel like you're going through some crap, if you feel like, Lord, I don't know what you're doing in my life. I don't know if I have a purpose. I don't know why I'm here at FPU, or I don't know why, like I'm whatever. Psalm 138 verse 8, the Lord will fulfill his purpose in you. You have a calling. You have beautiful blessings with your name written on it. The only thing is that we have to be willing to let God bless us. So seek him, seek his will, and just let the Lord fulfill what he has called in your life. Just let him do it. And it's not going to be easy. Sometimes like God is going to call us to do things that we feel like we're not qualified for. I know for me, I don't feel qualified doing any of the stuff that I do. I'm like, dang, I'm a complete screw up, and yet God, you're willing to use someone as faulty as me. So I mean, at least you're not 26 and still trying to get your bachelor's degree and married and have a kid. But like, it's okay though, because the Lord's going to fulfill his purpose in me, and it's in his time. So don't be discouraged. He's working in your life. Dang, have I been delivered after everything that I've been through? I feel like I'm in the process. Like God is like I'm very close, but it's not there yet. But today, I mean, for this show, I've been delivered for that. Yeah. You need to get on this show. If you haven't, this guy is so cool. Like, I'm so lame, and he's like, come be on my show. I'm like, all right. Don't swerve and bend that corner. Whoa. Yo, so my name is Destiny Rosales. Thanks for watching and keeping it 100 with me. Please like and subscribe to his channel. He is so cool. And if you're not watching, you need to watch now. See, that's why I'm a music
That was
major,
my
because
fault.
math and directions and is not good too. I
Yeah.
like that. I can hear myself talk.
Yeah.
A woman
There you
likes to
go.
hear herself talk. What am I studying? Music. So I just make noise. I'm not making dinner. You can wash your own clothes. I'm not having no more babies. Like that's it. You can have your own babies now. No, I'm not doing it
By himself.
by himself. There's that do it. You can figure out how to do it. Just kidding. Cut. So getting behind it, I was like, ugh. Yeah, what's that, brother? So, so sorry, I'm breaking things. Well, I still am young, but I feel old, mentally, because I have a son and I have a husband, or they have me. I don't know, same thing. I don't care if I look like a fool. I'll even like paint my face yellow. Yeah. I'll play clarinet. I'll be Squidward too. Yeah, no, I cannot eat unseasoned food. My ancestors would be like disgraced, dishonored to the family. No. They're like, we crossed for that. Oops. Sorry, cut that out. We became American citizens for that disgrace. Yeah. You need to get on this show. If you haven't, this guy is so cool. Like, I'm so lame and he's like, come be on my show. I'm like, all right. Don't swerve and bend that corner. Whoa, whoa.